Hi, hello, namaste. This is Manjunath Patnanshetty and you're watching Physics Square. So today in the session we will be discussing about few numerical problems based on Coulomb's law completely, and these problems are the important one as well as they have been frequently asked in the examinations. So today we will be discussing the problems based on Coulomb's law. So let us start with first problem. The problem is like this, which is been asked in AIIMS examination, The question goes like this: which is bigger, a Coulomb or a charge of an electron? The question is like this: which is a bigger, a Coulomb or a charge of an electron? See, this has been asked in AIIMS examination. The answer for this, without seeing front and back, you can go for a solution which is like this. Of course, a Coulomb is greater than charge of an electron. Coulomb is always greater than a charge of an electron. Let us see mathematically how it is going to be possible. See here, let us understand one by one. What is a charge of an electron? What is a charge of an electron? Charge of an electron is 1.6 into, charge of an electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. Charge of an electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulombs. So what is our intention? Our intention is that to prove Coulomb is greater than the charge of an electron. How we are going to do with this? So from the quantization rule, what we know is Q is equals to N into E, plus or minus Q is equals to N into E. So we want to calculate this N. If you want to calculate N, keep this N here itself and bring this E to the denominator. It comes out to be Q is equals to N equals to Q divided by E. What is Q? Q is a charge. What kind of a charge? Electron. So one charge divided by, what is the charge of an electron? 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. So if you mathematically divide this 1 divided by 1.6, you will end up with an answer called N equals to 62.5 into 10 to the power of 18. 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18. These many electrons are there in 1 coulomb. These many electrons are there in 1 coulomb. Copied on this. ಮೊದಲಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವೇನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕಂತಂದರೆ, ಕೂಲಂಬ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಗಿಂತನೂ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಗಿಂತನೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಒಂದು ಕೂಲಂಬಲ್ಲಿ 6.25 into 10 to the power of 18 electrons present ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So that has to be remembered by the students for the betterment of the calculation. So this, if you remember this, it is going to be helpful for you people. Write down. Finished? Yeah. Let us go for another example or another numerical. See, what all the numericals we are going to solve today are the best numericals from the good textbooks. Fine. So we will be solving our next problem. The problem is like this. Two electrons separated by two electrons separated by distance r experience a force of F. It experiences a force of F between them. The force between proton and singly ionized helium atom separated by distance 2r is option A 4F, option B 2F, option 3 F by 2, option 4 F divided by 4. So the question is like this: the two electrons separated by the distance r experience a force F between them. The force between the proton and singly ionized helium atom separated by the distance 2r is. Dear students, to solve these kind of numericals, you will have to be very particular about the formulas and the concept behind the questions. So let us see how we are going to do this. So modulige we have to understand the question. Before solving this, understand the question. How to take this? Two electrons. Chalo, there are two electrons. This is one, this is another electron, which are separated by the distance r. Now these two electrons definitely experience a repulsive force between them. That force is given by F. Now what they are doing is, the force between proton and singly ionized helium. Say for example, there is a proton here, and at some distance, if this is r, of course doubling the distance 2r, it comes out to be 2r. Here there is a singly ionized helium atom, now separated by the distance 2r. Now they are asking you to calculate what will be this force. Now what your Coulomb law says? Coulomb law says force is directly proportional to product of two charges and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. If I conclude this, I can write F is equals to K Q1 Q2 divided by R square, right? Now I will apply Coulomb's law for first case and I will apply Coulomb's law for second case. So let us apply Coulomb's law for first case. Applying Coulomb's law for first case, force is F, K is constant, charge I will write Q1, I will write charge Q2 divided by squaring the distance. We will be calling this equation as 1. Next, I don't know the force, I have to calculate this F dash. Now K is the constant. Again there are two charges, Q1, Q2 divided by, if I square the distance, it comes out to be 4r square. I'll be calling this equation as 2. I'll be calling this equation as 2. Now what I actually want, I want this force. What I want? I want this force. Now you divide the equations. Chalo, you divide the equation and get me the answer as soon as possible. Now try it. Now try it by yourself. This is very simple now. Divide equation 2 by 1. When you divide equation 2 by 1, you get f dash divided by f, which is equals to k q1 q2 divided by 4r square into, goes to the numerator, r square divided by k q1 q2. This gets cancelled, r square will get cancelled. Therefore f dash is going to be f divided by 4. F dash is going to be what? F divided by 4. Note down. F dash is going to be what? F divided by 4. So what is the conclusion you are going to draw? See here, whenever there is an increase in the distance, whenever you increase the distance, nodri yavade ಎರಡು ಐಟಮ್ಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಅಥವಾ ಎರಡು ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ಗಳ ನಡುವೆ, if there is a distance increased, then what you have to expect? You have to expect that the force will also be decreased. In this particular case, if you are doubling the distance, the force will decrease by 4 times. The force will decrease by how many times? Force will decrease by 4 times, and it is displayed here. F dash equals to what? F divided by 4. These are the very common type of questions which we are encountered frequently in CET examinations. Finished? So out of these 4 options, 1, 2, 3 as well as 4, the option is 4f by 4. So how to make these calculations or these problems within shorter span of time, that is nothing but 60 seconds. To solve any problem in 60 seconds, you have to be very particular about the formulas you are going to use, also the concept what you are going to apply. Fine. I hope you have copied down this question. Chalo, we will be moving to the next question. This is pretty interesting question. Pretty much interesting question. Question number 3. It has been asked in 2008 JEE. It has been asked in 2008 JEE. The question is like this. 2-point charges. 2-point charges. One is plus 3 microcoulomb and plus 8 microcoulomb repel each other with a force of 40 newtons. If a charge of minus 5 microcoulomb is added to each of them, then the force between them will be, Now pay attention towards the question, understand the question, try to solve. It is also a easy one, but for this you will have to apply little bit of a logic as well as your common sense. Let us start. Now what they are asking here, 2 point charges are there. So let us go with solution. I'll be calling, there are 2 point charges, okay. First one is 3 microcoulomb of charge. Another one is how much? That is plus 8 microcoulomb. Sorry, these 2 charges are of same nature. This is plus 3, this is plus 8. Definitely there will be a force of repulsion between these two. This force will be 40 newtons. F will be how much? 40 newtons. Now what is happening here, that which comes here, if a charge of minus 5 microcoulomb is added to each of them. Now what is the twist here? Now you are going to add minus 5 microcoulomb to this plus 3 microcoulombs. Next, minus 5 microcoulomb to this 8 microcoulombs. These are the new charges arised. Now they are asking what is this force between them. Now if you pay attention, minus 5 plus 3 microcoulomb comes out to be minus 2 microcoulombs. How much it is? Minus 2 microcoulombs. What about this? 5 plus minus 5 plus 8 comes out to be 3 microcoulombs. Minus 2 as well as 3 microcoulombs. This is the new scenario. This is the new scenario. This is the hint. This is the hint of this problem. Use a Coulomb law. Coulomb's law, what it says? Force is directly proportional to product of 2 charges. Use that and arrive to the answer. Let us see. Make it soon. ಬೇಗ ಬಿಡಿಸ್ರಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. This is pretty much simpler here. If F is directly proportional to Q1 as well as Q2, F dash will also be directly proportional to Q1 dash as well as Q2 dash. What are Q1 dash and Q2 dash? This is Q1 dash, this is Q2 dash. Aita? So now what I will do is, I will divide this. I will divide this F equals to Q1 Q2. Q1 is 3, Q2 is 8. D1. What is this force? Force is nothing but 40 divided by, what is this force? New force, that is F dash. Fine. Now what are the charges here? Minus 2 into 3. Minus 2 into 3 microcoulombs. 3 get cancels. 2 1s are, 2 4s are. Now if you send this, 40 divided by 4 minus 4, which is going to be F dash. 4 1s are, 4 10s are. Therefore F dash equals to how much? 10 newtons. We are bothered about only the magnitude, not the nature. Therefore F dash is equals to how much? 10 newtons. See, what is the common sense you are going to use here is, this F is directly proportional to the product of the charges, you know this. So F dash is nothing but what? The new force which came into existence after adding this minus 5 microcoulomb charge to plus 3 coulomb of charge as well as plus 8 microcoulombs of charge. So hint of the question or the trick what you are going to use here is this. If you have not understood this, I will make it pretty much simpler here. Go like this. F equals to Q1 Q2 divided by F dash Q1 dash Q2 dash. Fine. Write this. make it soon. Hope you have finished this. So I'll be moving on to the next problem. Yeah, this is next problem. Question number 4. Two identical charges repel each other with a force equal to 10 mg Wt when they are 0.6 meter apart. When they are 0.6 meter apart. The medium between them is air, bracket, they have given the value of acceleration due to gravity 10 meter per second square, from which our calculation is going to be little bit simpler, as well as they have given the value, they are asking the value of each charge is. So how you are going to deal with this? Have a look at the question. Question is little bit tricky one, isn't it? Two identical charges repel each other with a force of equal to 10 mg Wt when they are 0.6 meter apart. Between air, the acceleration due to gravity is 10 meter per second square. The value of each charge is. Yeah, here the question is like this. Again, I am going to repeat the question. Two identical charges repel each other with a force of which is equal to 10 mg Wt when they are 0.6 meter apart. The air present in between them, the acceleration due to gravity is 10 meter per second square. The value of each charge is. So if you look at this question, the intention of the question is to calculate the magnitude of each charge. It means that you have to calculate Q1 as well as Q2. But here they are telling that they are identical charges. When they are identical charges, it means that Q1 equals to Q2. Q1 equals to what? Q2. Now, so let us analyze this question in a diagrammatic way. So there are two identical charges. This one is Q1, this one is Q2. So these two charges are separated with a distance 0.6 meter. They are separated with a distance 0.6 meter. What is present in between these two charges? Air is present in between these two charges. Now, what is the force acting here between these two charges? That is mg Wt. So now to calculate Q1 as well as Q2, I will apply Coulomb's law. So what your Coulomb's law says? F equals to K Q1 Q2 divided by R square. K Q1 Q2 divided by R square. As they are identical charges, it means Q1 equals to Q2. Therefore, F equals to K Q square divided by R square. K Q square divided by what? R square. Now I will apply all my statistical mathematical data here in this equation, and I'll try to arrive at the answer. So let us calculate this F. F is nothing but a 10 mg Wt. So it comes out to be F equals to 10 into 10 to the power of minus 3 And what is the acceleration due to gravity here? 10 meter per second square. 10 meter per second square. So therefore it comes out to be literally 10 square into 10 to the power of minus 3 Newton. That is nothing but F equals to 10 to the power of minus 1 Newton. Now I will use all this value. I will substitute in equation 1. I will substitute in equation 1. If I start substituting all the values in equation 1, I will be ending with 10 to the power of minus 1. Substitute all these values in this equation. 10 to the power of minus 1, which is equals to, what is the value of k? 9 into 10 to the power of, substitute the value of k here, q square, as well as r square. What is the value of r? 0.6 whole square. 0.6 whole square. Now, when you go for this value of k, it comes out to be 9 into 10 to the power of 9 q square divided by this 0.6 whole square. So when you divide this 9 divided by 0.6 whole square, you will end up with 10 to the power of minus 1, 25 into 10 to the power of 9 q square. You will end up with 10 to the power of minus 1, which is equals to 25 into 10 to the power of 9 into q square. Now your intention is to calculate q square, therefore q square comes out to be 10 to the power of minus 1, 25 into 10 to the power of 9. 10 to the power of minus 1 divided by 25 into 10 to the power of 9. So if you send this, if you solve this mathematically, you will be getting q equals to 2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulombs. Q into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulombs. And so this is the answer. So what is the value of Q1? 2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulomb. What is the value of Q2? 2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulomb. These are the values. These are what? These are the values of Q1 as well as Q2. Now, what is the thing you have got to see in this problem? Here, if you calculate the force, if you calculate this force 10 mgWt, then only you are able to crack down this question, or else it goes difficult. This question goes to be ending with difficulties. So I hope you have understood this. Take down or note down or take a screenshot, whatever so possible for you, do that. Fine. So let us move on to the next problem. Let us move on to the next problem. Let us move on to the next problem. Problem number 5. Problem number 5. The question is, how many electrons must be removed from a piece of metal to give it a positive charge of 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulombs. See here, The question is very easy. What they are telling is how many electrons must be removed from a piece of a metal to give it a positive charge. Say for example, this is a piece of metal. This is a piece of a metal. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove electrons from this. What I'm going to do? I'm going to remove electrons from this. Whenever a metal loses an electron, it's going to become positively charged. It becomes what? Positively charged. That we can see here. After removing an electrons, this acquires a charge of 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulombs. It acquires a charge of 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulombs. So, to attain this charge, how many electrons should be removed from this metal? That is the question. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಮೆಟಲಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ವಿ ಆಲ್ ನೋ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟೈಸೇಷನ್ ರೂಲ್ what do you know from quantization? Q is equals to plus or minus n into E. Q is equals to plus or minus n into E. Your intention is to calculate n. So to calculate n, Q divided by E. To calculate n, Q divided by E. Substitute the values. Q is 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 7 divided by, what is the charge of an electron? 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. Once you do a mathematical calculations of these two, you'll be ending with 6.25 into 10 to the power of 11. Andre, to gain 1 coulomb of charge, 1.0 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb of charge, how many electrons should be removed? 6.25 into 10 to the power of 11 electrons should be removed to create this much of charge. Write down. Fine. Let us go with another problem. Let us go with another problem. Problem number 6. Problem number 6. Two identical copper spheres. Two identical copper spheres are separated by 1 meter in vacuum. How many electrons would be removed, have to be removed from one sphere and added to another so that they now attract each other with the force of 0.9 newtons. newtons. See here, what is the question? Two identical copper spheres are separated by 1 meter. Two identical copper spheres. This is first copper sphere and there is one more copper sphere which are identical in nature. They are separated by 1 meter of distance. They are separated by 1 meter of distance. These two spheres are in vacuum. These two spheres are in vacuum. Fine. Now, how many electrons have to be removed from one sphere and added to another sphere so that they can attract each other with the force of 0.9 Newton. Andra ಈ ಸ್ಪಿಯರಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದು ಈ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, ಈ ಸ್ಪಿಯರಿಂದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ನ ತೆಗೆದು ಈ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ಡ್, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ಡ್. ವಾಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ nature of force will be there? Nature of force will be attraction. Nature of force will be what? Sorry, nature of force will be what? Attraction. Fine. Now, how many electrons have to be removed from this sphere and to be added to this sphere so that they attract with F equals to 0.9 Newton. So for this, you have to be very smart. For this, you have to be very smart. You have to know what is Q1 and you have to know what is Q2. What is Q1? Q1 is, of course, it is positively charged because it is giving electrons. How many electrons? I don't know. N. Charge of an electron? E. What about Q2? Minus Ne, because it is going to be a negatively charged, because it is receiving electrons. Fine. So this one is plus Ne, this is going to be minus Ne. So this. Now again use Coulomb's law. F equals to K Q1 Q2 divided by R square. What is the value of F? F is 0.9. Substitute the values. 9 is K is 9 into 10 to the power of 9. What is the value of Q? Q1 is nothing but what? Q1 is nothing but plus N into E. Plus N into E is nothing but 1.9 into 10 to the power of minus 16 into what is the value of Q2? Q2 is also N into E, that is nothing but 1.9 into 10 to the power of minus 16, which is divided by what is the distance between these two? Distance is 1 meter. What is the distance? Distance is 1 meter. After you calculate this numerically, after you calculate this section mathematically, you will end up with result n equals to 6.25 into 10 to the power of 30. N equals to 6.25 into 10 to the power of 13. All the calculations should be done by yourself at home. I am not going to waste my time on these calculations because these calculations are basic mathematics which includes division as well as multiplication. So I hope that you people will be solving all those calculative part in your home, right? Copy down this. Finished? Now question number 7. Question number 7. The question is 2-point charges separated by a distance d, repel each other with a force of 9 newtons. If the separation between them is between them is 3D, then the force of repulsion will be and the force of repulsion will be. What is happening here? What is the question? The question is, there are 2-point charges. Which are separated by a distance d. Let us analyze this problem step by step. How many charges are there? There are 2-point charges. These 2-point charges are separated by a distance d. These 2-point charges are experiencing a force of 9 Newton. These 2-point charges are experiencing a force of how much? 9 Newton. If the separation between them, it means ಈ ಎರಡೂ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಪರೇಷನ್ನು ಡಿ ಬದಲಿಗೆ 3D ಆದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ what is going to happen here? The distance is increased from d to 3D. Now the question is, then the force of repulsion will be, what will be the force of repulsion? Or else you can call it as F dash. This is the first case, this is your second case. How we are going to do with this? See, again all the questions what we are going to solve today are based on Coulomb's law. So here also the same thing is going to happen. You have to apply Coulomb's law and arrive to the answer. Now what you are going to do here is, let us apply Coulomb's law for this first case. F equals to K charges, isn't it? Q1, Q2 divided by, what is the distance between these two? D. What is the value of force? Force is 9 Newton. I will be calling this equation as 1. It comes out to be how much? If this distance is d square. Next, if I apply Coulomb's law to this second scenario, it comes out to be F dash. I don't know that I have to calculate here. F dash is going to be K Q1 Q2 divided by 3D whole square. It comes out to be 9d square. I will be calling this equation as 2. Divide equation 1 by 2. If I divide equation 1 by 2, what I get? 9n divided by F dash, which is going to be equal to K Q1 Q2 divided by d square into 9d square divided by K Q1 Q2. It is going to get cancelled. This is going to get cancelled. 9 get cancels. Therefore, F dash equals to 1 Newton. What is the value? F dash is equals to how much? F dash equals to how much? F dash equals to 1 newtons. F dash equals to 1 newtons. Logic here. There is no big rocket science here. This is not a high level, high graded question. This is a very simple question. It is having some 2 scenarios ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿನಾರಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡೂ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ 3D ಆದಾಗ ಹೊಸ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಹೊಸ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು 1 ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯು ನೋ ದಿಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಕೂಲಮ್ಸ್ ಲಾ. ಟೇಕ್ ಡೌನ್ ದಿಸ್. This is question number 8. Question number 8. Mark it as important. Mark it as important because we get to see this question frequently printed in many textbooks, many references books. Fine. The question is like this. Calculate the ratio. Calculate the ratio of electric and gravitational forces between the two protons. Two protons. Charge of each proton is charge of each proton is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Mass equals to 1.627 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg, and acceleration due to gravity constant, this gravitational constant 6.67 into 10 to the power of minus 11 Newton meter square kg per kg square. Fine. Yeah. This is the beauty of the question is that so look at the question. It is pretty much clear from the question that calculate the ratio of electric and gravitational forces between two protons. Say there is a proton, this is proton 1, and there is one more proton, this is proton 2. Fine. Between these two protons, proton and proton, this is positively charged, this is also positively charged. They have masses. The mass is 1.627 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kgs, as well as charge of proton is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Now what they are asking is, we have to calculate electric force. Definitely there will be electric force. When there is an electric force, this is also a charge which is having a mass. This is also a charge which is having a mass. When these two charges are having masses, then there should be a gravitational force between these two according to the Newton. Fine. We have studied all those things in first PUC, and when we were talking about the nature of the charges, there we also studied that there exists a gravitational force, but that gravitational force is weaker because it is being dominated by the force called as electric force. Electric force dominates what? Electric force dominates gravitational force because electric force is greater than the gravitational force when it comes to the matter of these charges. Fine. So our intention is to calculate Fe to Fg ratio. Simply you go with the equation, right? For Fe, Fe is electrostatic force. Okay, what you are going to write? K, what is the value? K means how much? 9 into 10 to the power of 9. Okay, Q1, what is the value of Q1? 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. What is the value of Q2? That is also 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. Fine, divided by what is the distance? I will be calling the distance as R. So that is nothing but R square. Fine. Now, if I want to write Fg, gravitational force between the two charges, that is nothing but Fg is given by what? G m1 m2 divided by R square. What is the value of G? Gravitational constant 6.67 into 10 to the power of minus 11 into what is the mass of charge 1? Mass of charge 1 is 1.627 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg, again 1.627 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg divided by R square. Call this equation as 1, call this equation as 2. Divide equation 1 by 2. Divide equation 1 by 2. When you divide equation 1 by 2, what you get? When you divide equation 1 by 2, what you get? When you divide equation 1 by 2, we get Fe divided by Fg. Substitute these values. This will get cancelled. Fe is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 into 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19, which is divided by 6.627 into 10 to the power of minus 11 into 1.627 into 10 to the power of minus 27 multiplied with 1.627 into 10 to the power of minus 27. If you calculate this numerically, if you equate this, if you divide the numerator as well as denominator, you will be ending with Fe divided by Fg, which is equals to 1.23 into 10 to the power of 36. 1.23 into 10 to the power of 36. This is for Fg. What is for Fe? Fe is nothing but what? K Q1 Q2 divided by R square. So here till question number 8, all the questions were based on Coulomb's law especially. And next question what I am going to solve, that is going to be a last question of the session. But before that, what I want to make clear is, here these are pretty much simpler questions, and these all questions are from the Coulomb's law. It is not that these are the questions which are going to repeat in the examinations. It is not like that, but the question will be based on these formats. Fine. I want you people to prepare a lot of questions, a lot more questions which are there in some textbooks, like whatever it might be, like H.C. Verma, or it might be from some other textbooks. See, this is the last question. This is the last question. The question is very much interesting. Question is, a charge Q is to be divided into two small parts, into two small parts. What should be the value of charges? What should be the value of charges on the parts so that the force between the parts will be maximum. Force between charges will be maximum. It is one of the finest question which I have met in today's session, or you will be feeling that this is the finest question of the day. See here, there is a charge called Q. There is a charge called Q. It is to be divided into two equal parts. I mean two smaller parts. I am not telling that they have to be equal. Next question, the continuation is that what should be the value of charges on the parts so that the force between them should be maximum. Andre, say this is charge Q1. Say this is charge Q1. There is one more charge Q2. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಇವೆರಡು ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ಗಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಂದು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇತ್ತು. ದಟ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂ. ದಟ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ವಾಸ್ ವಾಟ್? ಕ್ಯೂ. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ into terms of Q1 as well as Q2 such that the force between these two charges should be maximum. ಎರಡು ಒಂದು ಚಾರ್ಜನ್ನು ನಾನು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ there has to be a force which should be what? That force should be maximum. So what drama I am going to play? I don't know. Let us see here what I can do. I will go with like this. Q1 is, I will be calling charge Q1 as Q. What will be the charge Q2? If the whole charge is Q, out of this first charge is Q, the remaining charge will be how much? Q minus Q. Remaining charge will be how much? Q minus Q. So I will be applying Coulomb's law here. F equals to K. Q1 is Q. Q2 is Q minus Q divided by R square. Divided by what? R square. If I literally try to solve this, F equals to, just I'm multiplying this with the bracket inside, K Q divided by R square minus K Q square divided by R square. This is the simplification of this step. But here, if you observe carefully, now I have arrived till here, but my intention is to calculate or to make the maximum force between the charges. See, whenever you are trying to make something maximum, say for example, if y depends on x, and it is maximum, then what you have to do to make it as maximum, dy by dx. You have to differentiate. You have to what? You have to differentiate, or else here what you have to do, you have to differentiate this f. You have to differentiate this f to bring a maximum force. Fine. You start differentiating this. Differentiation should be done with respect to force. Or to make this as maximum, what I have to do is df divided by dq is equals to 0. Force maximum agbeku antandre, this is the condition which is to be applied. df by dq equals to how much? 0. Then only this can be a maximum. So therefore, if I differentiate this equation, what I get? If I differentiate this df by dq, if I differentiate this, what is going to happen? This is going to get cancelled. K q divided by r square minus 2kq divided by r square. kq divided by r square minus 2kq divided by r square, which is equals to what? Which is equals to 0. If you send this to this, you will be with kq minus 2kq, which is equals to 0. Fine. So you transpose this, kq equals to 2kq. Therefore your intention is to calculate q. Therefore q equals to kk get cancels. Your intention is to calculate q. Therefore q is equals to q by 2. q is equals to what? q by 2. ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಎರಡೂ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಆದರೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇರಬೇಕು ರೀ? ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು q by 2. ಅಂದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ದಿಸ್ is going to happen. What is going to happen? The force between the charges will be what? Maximum, or else it is going to be varied, or it varies. Fine.